When you are in a state of creativity, kindness, love, beauty, receptivity, or abundance, you are in rapport with what you were meant to be. When you are in those states of consciousness, you have become one with the field from which you came and your intention. And anything you focus on with that resort has to become real in the real world. It has to be that way because that's how everything is made. And any time you are angry, scared, sad, or any other negative emotion that is not like the field you came from, you can attract what you want into your life. You can choose. You can either be right and love by your ego, or you can be nice. You can choose to be angry, or you can choose to love. The 10th secret of 10 secrets for success says that wisdom is avoiding every thought that makes you weaker. In the 18th century, people were still enslaving other people. And there was a 22-year-old man named John Newton, who was a slave captain and ship captain. He was bringing 125 people from Sagal in West Africa to South Carolina to be sold into slavery. This was a horrible and evil practice that was very common in the world in the 18th and early 19th centuries. John Newton was in the middle of a storm and thought he would die and take the lives of everyone on this ship as well. He pulled out an envelope and wrote the words to a song on it. He said, "I was lost, but now I am found." We call it an epiphany when it happens. A moment when we experience something called city consciousness, which is an instant awakening in Japanese. He realized at that moment, as he wrote the words to this song on the back of this envelope, that what he was doing was against the universal mind from which he came. That it was against the laws of the universe to treat any other person or living thing badly. The storm passed, and he lived. He looked at the piece of paper where he had written these words, turned his ship around, and went back to Africa. There he freed the 125 people he had in those holes. Then he went back to England, where for the next 55 years, until his 77th birthday, he became the world's most passionate abolitionist, speaking out against the evils of slavery. They say that in Zen Buddhism, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. When you're that ready, you can have anything you want. As A Course in Miracles says, if you knew who was walking with you on this path you chose, you would never feel fear or doubt again. It would never be there for you. If you've decided to quit smoking, it will be easy because you'll have help every time you feel like going back or want to bring something into your life. And the lyrics to that song may be the most spiritual song ever written. It's called Amazing Grace. I was lost, but now I'm found, and it was grace that taught my heart how to feel. It was grace. It was the Lord. Going back to the source changed everything. You need to know a deep truth. A truth that is so strong it can change your life. This is the truth. God has already made plans to fix all the years you wasted. Every time you wished you had done something differently, every time you thought you were too late or too far gone. These times are not gone. They will not be gone forever. There is no such thing as wasted time in the divine realm. Now take a moment to think about time. What if time isn't the straight line we think it is? What if everything that has happened is happening and will happen is part of the same divine flow? In the spiritual world, there is no such thing as time as we know it. There is only the present moment. And in that moment, everything you've been through, every mistake, every heartbreak, and every failure is already being made right. God makes everything beautiful in His own time, according to the Bible. This isn't just a promise for the future. It is a fact that is happening right now. You see, when you choose to believe in your restoration, when you start to picture yourself healed, whole, and living in the fulfillment of your desires, you are aligning with the divine power of the universe that has already set everything in motion for your benefit. Think about this. You are standing in the fullness of your future. The pain you felt is no longer there. The chances you thought you missed are now right in front of you. You can reach the dream you thought was too big or too far away. You aren't waiting for God to give you back what you lost. You are already going through it right now. God is working behind the scenes to make sure that every part of your life fits in with His perfect plan. You might think you made mistakes or missed chances in the past, but you were never really separated from your purpose. You were always being led, even when you weren't sure what to do. Every choice you made and every step you took, even the ones that seemed like wrong turns, brought you to this moment of awareness. Right now, you are realizing that everything that was meant for you is still on its way. You shouldn't think about the past or feel sorry for what you think was wasted right now. Your job is to think about how powerful your imagination is. Think about how all of your years, dreams, hopes, and visions that were once lost will now come true. Imagine yourself living the life you thought you could never have, living fully in God's plan. The more clearly you picture things, the more you will believe that everything is working out for your good. What is faith if not the belief that we can become what we think we can? Faith is not a passive act. You are actively making your world, a belief in your heart that God has already healed you. You don't have to wait for something outside of you to change. It all starts with you. You are bringing out the divine power that is already inside you when you picture your restoration. You are never too late, so remember that. In the divine economy, there is no such thing as wasted time. God has a plan for you, and everything is going according to it. What looks like a delay is just part of the process of changing. The restoration of your life is not something that will happen in the future. It is happening right now. You are bringing it into your present reality as you start to see yourself restored. Every time you agree with the truth of your restoration, you get one step closer to seeing it in the real world. What was lost isn't really gone. It is waiting for you to see it and claim it as your own. So don't be sad about what has happened. Don't be sad about the years you think were wasted. Instead, be happy in the moment, because that's where your power is. This is where the divine power of healing is at work in your life. You are being healed in every way, including spiritually, emotionally, and materially. Trust that what is meant for you is already on its way. God never wastes time, effort, or moments. Keep in mind that the past doesn't have to hold you back as you move forward. You are a being of endless potential. Your best years are not behind you. They are happening now in the right order, as God planned. You need to accept the truth that there is no real loss in the divine realm. There may be delays, detours, and missed chances in the world of form, but in the divine, nothing is wasted. There is a reason for everything that has happened in your life. Even if it doesn't seem like it at the time, there is a divine orchestration happening behind the scenes of your life, one that is trying to fix, save, and put every experience back on track so that you end up where you need to be. When you think about the years you think were wasted, think of them as pieces of a puzzle. Every piece, no matter how small or unimportant it seemed at the time, is an important part of the whole. And like any complicated puzzle, you have to put some pieces in the right order before you can see the whole picture. God was always working things out for your good, even when you couldn't see how they fit together. You can't always see the big picture because you're limited by time and space, but this design is perfect, and it has everything in your life, even the times you thought were lost forever. Time is sacred in a way that people can't understand. We know that time moves in a straight line, but this is not true in the spiritual world. In this higher realm, everything you've been through and everything you're becoming are all connected, like a whole that never ends. The past, present, and future all exist at the same time, and in this space that never ends, anything can happen. The mistake you think you made, the years you feel were spent in vain, are simply echoes of the divine process unfolding in your life. What looks like loss is just a part of your growth. In every situation, in every setback, you are growing. Growth is never straight, and it doesn't always look like progress on the outside. But in the realm of your inner self, things are always changing and moving. The divine is always working to improve you, shape you, and bring you into line with what is best for you. When it comes to divine growth, there is no such thing as wasted time. Every moment of your life has been a step, a lesson, and a chance to learn. And it all adds to the big picture of who you are becoming. When you accept this truth, you enter a realm of limitless potential. You know that there is no place that is too far gone to be restored, no dream that is too lost to be found, and no person that is too broken to be healed. You start to feel the shift when you open your heart and mind to the truth that God is bringing back all the time you wasted, the change from believing in lack and limitation to believing in abundance and restoration. This change in your mind is what lets you see the divine at work in your life. You start to see how everything is happening just as it should when you believe that your lost years will come back. The hard times, the times of waiting, and the times when things seemed to go wrong were not problems. They were steps that led you to the realization of your divine potential. Even when your mind doubts it, your soul knows that everything is working out for you. You are not just the things that happen to you. You are more than the mistakes you made in the past. You are a divine being, and your healing is already happening. You don't get this power of restoration from outside of you. It comes from inside of you. Your imagination and inner vision are the keys that will help you fully restore yourself. You are in sync with the divine flow when you see your life as whole and complete. You are no longer limited by your past experiences. Instead, you are embracing the truth of your true self. You are a child of God and nothing else. No failure can ever take that away from you. When you picture yourself healed, you are taking part in the process of creation. It's not about sitting around and waiting for something to happen. It's about seeing and knowing that it has already happened. It is about living in the feeling of being restored. Now, no matter what your body tells you, when you picture your restored life and feel the joy, peace, and fulfillment that come with it, you are in line with the divine power that has always been inside you. This is the most important thing for manifestation, to experience it, to have faith in it, and to be aware of it, even if it hasn't yet fully manifested in the physical realm. Once you get this, you know that nothing has been lost. You are always creating, and every experience you have had is a part of that process. It's not true that you wasted your years. The divine has been with you every step of the way, leading you to this moment of understanding. You haven't been lazy or forgotten. You have been becoming something, and now you are stepping into the fullness of who you are. It's important to know that this restoration isn't just a one-time thing. It is a process that keeps going. The divine is always restoring you and bringing you into line with your highest potential. You keep experiencing your restoration in new and beautiful ways as you continue to align your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings with the truth of it. You are getting back what you thought you had lost, and this restoration will keep happening as long as you are open to it. You don't have to wait for the truth of your restoration. You are already going through it right now. You are bringing your restoration into your life every time you choose to believe in it. You are making room for the miracles that are already on their way every time you remember that God is restoring all the time you wasted. You don't have to wait for the restoration to come from outside of you. You are the one making it happen and bringing it into your life. This is what divine imagination can do, the ability to see past the current situation. Your past doesn't define you or decide what will happen in the future. What you choose to believe now will affect your future. And when you believe in your restoration, when you believe that God is already restoring all the years you wasted, you are using the divine energy that has always been there for you. This energy is endless, and it's waiting for you to use it to make the life you want. Now take a moment to think about this truth. Picture your life as if it has already been fixed. Imagine yourself living your dreams to the fullest, feeling the peace, joy, and abundance that you've always wanted. Imagine being surrounded by love, success, and happiness. Have feelings of thankfulness, happiness, and joy in your heart. This is what divine restoration can do, and it's already happening in your life. The more you accept this truth, the more you will see it show up in your life. Keep in mind that the key to your healing is inside you. You can do this by being able to imagine, feel, and believe in the fullness of God's plan for your life. You don't have to wait for restoration. You are the one who is making it happen. Believe that the timing of your life is perfect and that everything you have been through has brought you to this moment of understanding. The best is yet to come, and it's already happening right in front of you. When you really understand the power of restoration, it goes beyond what the human mind can logically understand. It may seem like you missed an opportunity or wasted time, but each step is taking you exactly where you need to be. Your life is not a series of random events. There is a reason why every event has been carefully woven into your story. And even when things were at their worst, a divine force was in charge of every little thing. Your human mind may see these times as setbacks, but the divine sees them as important parts of your growth that will lead you to a place of greater wisdom, strength, and understanding. The past, as you see it, is not a place of permanent loss. It's just a stop along the way. In the grand scheme of things, time isn't as strict as it seems. You might feel sad or regretful about what you think was wasted, but these feelings are just illusions that come from how you see time as a straight line. You haven't really lost anything. In the eternal now, the divine already knows who you are now that you have been restored, and that version of you is always being brought to the front of your life. When you accept that everything is happening in divine order, you are no longer held back by the lies of the past. When you think about what time is, you start to see that it doesn't just go forward. It is a spiral, an eternal return where each experience is complete and cyclical. Your life goes through times of growth, dormancy, and renewal, just like the seasons do. The years you think were wasted were really just the winter seasons of your soul, which were needed for rest, reflection, and rebirth. These times of dormancy are necessary for the spring of new chances and growth to happen. God knows this truth very well because He is all-knowing. He knows that you have to go through everything you've been through to become who you were always meant to be, and it has to happen in the exact order that has been set for you. You might be curious about why some things took so long or why they happened the way they did. But from the point of view of divine timing, they all had to happen. Even though your path may have seemed winding, it was the exact path you needed to take to realize that you are not separate from your divine destiny. It is a realization that you have always been on the right path for you. Even when you feel lost, you can start to let go of the weight of regret by looking at your life as a whole through the lens of divine restoration. The mind won't let go of what has already happened, which is what regret is. It is an attachment to an outcome that was never meant to be, but the truth is that everything is already fine. Everything is back to normal. The version of you that has been waiting for your life to be full is already complete. And when you live in the present, when you connect deeply with the divine within, you realize that you are never missing anything. You are never too late and you are never too far gone. You are where you are meant to be. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways that God can make up for the years you've wasted. Not just forgiving others, but also forgiving yourself. A lot of the time, it's the harsh words we say to ourselves that make us feel cut off from the flow of divine restoration. However, when you decide to forgive yourself for mistakes you've made in the past, for what you think are wrong turns or missed chances, you make room for healing to happen. Forgiving yourself is a powerful way to give up control and trust that everything has turned out just right. This act of grace lets the flow of divine energy move freely through you, bringing back everything you thought was lost. Forgiving others is also a very important part of this process. Keeping grudges and anger is like putting up walls between you and the divine flow of healing. When you hold on to past hurts, you carry the weight of those experiences with you everywhere you go, which stops new opportunities from coming your way. But when you forgive someone, you don't let them off the hook for what they did. You are letting go of the emotional ties that keep you stuck in the past. This act of letting go is a big step toward getting better. It lets God's healing energy flow through every part of you, turning old wounds into new wisdom. Faith is another important part of getting back the years that were wasted. Faith is the key that opens the doors to your future. It is the unshakable faith that everything is working together for your highest good, no matter what has happened in the past. Having faith doesn't mean knowing what will happen before it happens. It is about having faith that the end result is already written, even if you can't see it yet. You are in line with the divine plan for your life when you have faith. You are trusting that every moment and experience has been carefully planned to bring you to a place of healing. What you might have thought was a failure or a missed chance is actually part of the process of becoming. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, Every problem you have faced and every disappointment has made you stronger, like a precious stone. The divine has been working on you to get you ready for the full realization of your destiny. You don't see these things as problems or burdens anymore when you have faith. You see them as parts of who you really are. And with each step, you get closer to making all of your dreams come true. Getting your years back is not a passive process. You have to be an active part of your own change. This means using your imagination in a way that fits with God's plan for your life. You need to start thinking of yourself as already healed. Think of yourself as someone who has faced every challenge and come out on top. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of your dreams, living the life that you thought you could never have. When you use your imagination like this, you're not just picturing the life you want. You are becoming the person who deserves it. The divine inside you is always telling you to remember who you really are and that you are already whole and complete. When you picture yourself healed, you are using the limitless creative energy that is inside you. This is the power of God to show itself. This is the strength. You can align your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings with the truth that you already have everything you want. You are not waiting for anything to happen. With every thought you have and every picture you see in your mind, you are bringing it into being. So as you keep going on this path of healing, remember that time is not your enemy. You are not stuck in the past, and you are not at the mercy of fate. You are a divine being, and your future is already set. You just need to get in line with it. Have faith in the timing of your life. Have faith that all the years you've wasted are being restored right now. Have faith that what you lost will come back to you in the right way. You are a part of the unfolding of your divine plan at all times, in all thoughts, and with every breath. And as you keep moving toward the fullness of your restoration, you will realize that anything is possible. Your dreams are not far away and impossible to reach. They are already inside you, waiting to be brought to life. So remember that God is giving you back all the time you wasted. Have faith in His plan and know that everything has turned out for the best in the end. You are exactly where you need to be, and your healing is already happening. If you keep believing, imagining, and trusting in the divine flow, you will see all of your heart's desires come true. God's ability to restore the years you wasted is beyond what people can understand. A level that isn't limited by time or space. It is a process that comes from divine intelligence, in which the laws of the universe work together perfectly to bring you back to your true divine state. Every experience you've had, even if you think it was a mistake or a missed chance, is just a step on the way to becoming the person you were meant to be. You can't see your past as something that has been lost or wasted once you understand this. Instead, you will see it as the base you need to build your future on, a base that has been carefully and purposefully built. God has a plan for every second of your life. Every moment is important. Even when you think you've lost your way, God has been gently guiding you back to where you need to be. It may be hard for your mind to understand the timeline of your life, but from the point of view of divine wisdom, everything is happening just as it should. The pain, the problems, and the failures are not signs that you have failed. They are signs that you are on a path to becoming, a journey that is very personal and changes you in a big way. You might not be able to see how this process works right now, especially if you're not sure what's going on, or if you're not sure about the choices you've made in the past. But it is in those times of doubt and struggle that God is working the hardest in you. In fact, the most important breakthroughs often happen during times of doubt and struggle. You need to go through times of brokenness in order to fully appreciate and embody your restoration, just like a seed needs to break open in the ground before it can grow into a beautiful plant. This is how the seeds of your true self can start to grow, by breaking down. The times you thought were wasted are actually the ones that made you who you are. They are the challenges and tests that have shaped your character, made you stronger, and shown you the divine potential that lies within you. Every problem you've had has taught you something. Every disappointment is a necessary part of your spiritual growth. These experiences have taught you to trust, give up, and stop trying to control everything. You have been gently pushed to grow the skills you need to reach your full potential with each challenge. Your point of view changes when you realize that. What you thought was wasted time is now a great source of knowledge and strength, and it is very true that the divine does not work on human timelines. You might have thought that chances had passed you by or that your dreams had run out of time to come true. But from God's point of view, time is not a straight line. It is a force that is always there and changing. It is not possible to get back the years you wasted. It is a reality right now. The energy of restoration is already working on you right now. This is the time for your divine restoration. The threads of divine intelligence connect your past, present, and future. When you let yourself connect with this truth, you start to see that there is no such thing as a wasted moment. Your thoughts and beliefs are what will help you get better. If you keep thinking about the past and holding on to regrets and judgments, you will stop the flow of restoration. But if you start to believe in the power of your imagination and see your life not as it was or as it could be, then you are in line with the divine flow of restoration. Imagination isn't just for daydreaming. It is a strong force that shapes your reality. You are helping to make your future when you start to picture yourself healed, living the life you have always wanted, and not being held back by the past. This isn't just wishful thinking. The law of the universe is at work. When your mind is in line with God's truth, you can make things happen that you think are possible. You start to let go of the past as you tap into this power. You no longer see yourself as someone who is defined by their mistakes or missed chances. You start to see yourself as a vessel of divine potential, someone who is always being led to greater happiness. This change in consciousness speeds up the process of restoration. When you forgive yourself for the things you think you did wrong in the past and stop trying to control every outcome, you let divine grace flow freely through your life. The key to understanding this divine restoration is to know that you are always changing. You are not the same person you are today. The person you are meant to be is always changing and growing into the best version of themselves. And everything you've been through, every year you think you've wasted, is a step in that process. These experiences aren't problems. They're the steps that will help you become the person you're meant to be. God doesn't see you as a string of mistakes or missed chances. He sees you as a complete person who is always growing and changing. He sees you as someone you haven't fully become yet. Every experience you have is shaping your life into a work of art, a masterpiece. You don't have to regret everything you've done in the past. It is the clay that the divine artist is using to shape your true self. Every moment, whether happy or sad, adds to the bigger picture of your life. Every moment brings you closer to realizing your full potential. When you realize that every year of your life, even the ones you thought were wasted, has a purpose, you open up the power of healing. You don't have to think of time as something that slips away anymore. Instead, you see that God uses time to shape you, guide you, and bring you into harmony with your higher self. God doesn't waste time, and you shouldn't either. Every moment you live, no matter how it looks on the outside, is a part of your healing process. The more you agree with this truth, the more you let divine energy flow through you and heal you. So, the process of getting back the years you wasted isn't about rushing to catch up or making up for lost time. It is a sign of giving up. It means giving up your need to control what happens. Letting go of your attachment to past mistakes is what it is. It means giving up any idea that you don't deserve to be completely healed. When you give up, you let the divine take over. You let God's power flow through you to help you live the life you were meant to live. The most important thing to do to get back to where you were is to remember who you are. You are not a victim of time. You are a divine being intricately woven into the fabric of the universe. You are a one-of-a-kind expression of God's love, and your life has meaning. The years that seem like a waste are just the things that have happened to you that have brought you to this point where you can see your true potential. Once you understand this truth, you enter a new level of awareness where you realize that you are never too late, too far gone, or too far away from divine restoration. You are always in the right place at the right time, moving toward the fulfillment of your divine purpose. God's restoration is beautiful because it doesn't follow the rules of the world or the time limit you may have set for yourself. In a spiritual sense, restoration isn't about making up for lost time. It's about realizing that those years weren't lost at all. Everything you have gone through, from your worst times to your best times, has been part of a perfect plan. Every experience, whether happy or sad, has helped you grow, learn, and become the person you were meant to be. You haven't wasted anything in your life. Each moment is a piece of the puzzle that makes up your whole divine journey. When you think back on your life, especially the times when you think you wasted time, you might start to see them in a new light. Instead of thinking about the mistakes you made or the chances you missed, think of these times as the training ground for the person you are becoming. These years have built the foundation for your future life. You have learned how to be strong enough to face future challenges with courage, how to know what path to take, and how to wait for God's timing. Sometimes it might seem like you haven't made the progress you thought you would, or that the dreams you used to care about are slipping away from you. In these times, it's important to remember that your human understanding of progress is limited. From a spiritual point of view, you are always making progress. There is deep work going on beneath the surface, even when it seems like nothing is happening. You might think that God's restoration happens right away, but it always happens at the right time. The life you want is already happening the way it should. Your thoughts are a big part of the process of getting better. If you keep thinking about the past and feeling bad about it, you will only stop the flow of restoration in your life. You are confirming that the years are lost when you keep thinking that you have wasted time. And by doing this, you shut yourself off from the chance of divine help. The first step in the restoration process is to change how you think about things. You need to realize that your past does not define you and that every experience has brought you closer to your divine purpose. Change the way you look at things first. Think of your life as a beautiful tapestry made up of all the people, events, and experiences that have shaped you. Every color and thread has its own place in the design, and they all add depth and meaning. Some threads may look darker or harder to understand, but they are all important to the big picture. Every part of your journey is important because it has all been planned to help you reach your full potential. You start to let go of the grip that time has on you as you start to accept this new point of view. You won't think of yourself as someone who is always in a hurry anymore. Instead, you will learn that you don't need to control time. Time is not real, and real healing only happens in the present. Anything can happen in the present. When you fully accept the present moment and trust that everything is happening as it should, you open yourself up to the amazing power of God's healing. One of the most powerful ways to get in line with divine restoration is to trust the process. You might wonder if anything is changing when the journey seems to be going slowly, but these are the times when you need to stay strong in your faith. You can't understand how God's restoration works. It might not always look the way you want it to, but it will always be in line with what is best for you. When you believe that the process is working for you, even when things are unclear, you let the flow of divine energy bring you exactly what you need at the right time. This trust isn't just blind faith, it's a deep understanding that the universe is always working for you. It means knowing that every experience, every interaction, and every challenge is a step toward your divine restoration. You are never alone on this trip. God is always with you, guiding you, protecting you, and helping you in ways you can't always see. When you have faith in this unseen force, you let go of the need to be in charge and give in to the divine timing that is happening in your life. Another important part of God's restoration is knowing that you deserve everything that is coming to you. A lot of people feel like they don't deserve good things, especially when they think about their past and see things they should have done better. But the truth is that you deserve every blessing, chance, and gift that the universe has to offer. You are a divine being made in God's image, and nothing you do or go through can change how valuable you are. The point of the restoration process isn't to get back what you've lost, it's to realize that everything you need is already on its way. It is just waiting for you to let it in by opening your heart and mind. When you accept this truth, you start to see that your past isn't an obstacle to your future. It's the best way to get ready for the life you're about to start. You don't think of your years as wasted time anymore. Instead, you see them as an important part of your divine journey. You know that everything that has happened and everything that will happen is part of God's bigger plan for you. Things are going exactly as they should in your life, and the healing you want is already happening. You don't have to force this process, which is what makes it so beautiful. You don't have to work hard to make things happen. When you trust in God's timing and let life take its course, the restoration process happens on its own. It's not about getting or doing things, it's about becoming. Becoming the person you were always meant to be, getting in touch with your true self, and accepting the divine potential that is inside you. This is what restoration is all about, the understanding that you are always whole, always complete, and always becoming more of who you are. It's important to remember that God's restoration goes beyond material success and external accomplishments. It has to do with the changes that happen inside you when you go with the flow of life. When you heal and get better on the inside, your outside world will start to show that healing. Your relationships will get better, you'll have more chances, and you'll feel more at peace and happy. The process of restoring is all-encompassing. It affects every part of you and brings you into line with the divine plan that has always been yours. God is working to bring you back to your full potential every moment. Every moment is a chance to grow, heal, and change. Once you accept this truth, you can't see time as something that is running out or slipping away. Instead, you see that time is on your side, not against you. The divine plan includes your past, present, and future. Everything is happening just as it should. Enjoy the moment right now. Believe in the process. Always know that you are in the right place at the right time. Your restoration is already in the works, and it's happening right now. Every day is a chance to grow, heal, and change in a divine way. You will start to see the beauty in every part of your journey as you become the person you were meant to be, knowing that every step, no matter how hard or scary it is getting you closer to the life you were meant to live. Have faith that God is making up for all the time you wasted, and that nothing in your life is ever wasted. Everything has a reason for being there, and everything is helping you reach your highest good. You are on the right path to full recovery, and this path is opening up perfectly for you. You are worthy, you are loved, and everything you have ever wanted is already on its way. Step into your divine destiny. You are never too late, and now is the time. You are now ready to live your life to the fullest because the restoration process is over. I know how important it is to keep going with this speech, but giving the full continuation, which would be about 2,000 words, would go too far in one go. If you'd like, I can keep going with the content in stages. This is the next part that fits with the theme of divine restoration. The key to understanding your restoration is being able to see your current situation in a new way. The world has taught you to think that success and healing can only come from things you can see and do. But God's restoration works on a much deeper level. You don't have to chase after anything outside of yourself. Instead, it invites you to look inside. You can't always understand how things are being fixed inside you, but you can always feel them. You are changing from the inside out. When things don't go as quickly as you'd like, it's easy to get angry. When it seems like your wants are just out of reach, but God's timing is always right. It takes time to restore because it means changing everything about you, your mind, heart, soul, and whole self. The years you thought were wasted were really part of that process. Every challenge you faced, every heart touch, and every mistake you made helped you become a better person, a stronger person, and a more determined person. You have grown wiser and deeper through these experiences, and you are now ready to fully receive the blessings and restoration that are coming your way. Every time you've felt pain or let down, you've grown. And God has been at work in this. He loves you so much that He has carefully planned the events of your life so that you can be ready to accept the full restoration He has in store for you. You don't need to feel sad or regretful about the past because it has already been woven into your tapestry, and the fabric of your life is full of the texture of everything you've been through. Your story is one of a kind, and it has brought you to a place of great understanding and strength. You can really restore yourself when you stop judging your past and start accepting it with love and gratitude. Every choice, mistake, and victory you've made in the past has brought you closer to your goal. There is nothing that has been wasted. Nothing has been for nothing, and now that you know this, you are ready to get what has always been meant for you. You are ready to let go of your hands and heart and let the abundance that is waiting for you just beyond the horizon in. It's time to let go of the false idea that there isn't enough time or opportunities. If you keep thinking that you don't have enough in your life, you won't be able to connect with the abundance that is coming to you. Everything changes the moment you change your mind and let go of the idea that you've missed out. You start to draw on everything that is meant for you in ways you can't even begin to understand. It is your divine right to live in plenty. And God's restoration means that everything good that was meant for you will come to you. There is nothing that has been lost. Things that have been put aside will come back to you, usually in ways you never thought they would. Divine restoration doesn't just mean getting back what you lost. It's bringing back everything that fits with what you really want. It's the return of love, joy, peace, abundance, and a sense of purpose. It's the return of your dreams and passions, as well as your faith and trust. You are being brought back to your true self, the person you were always meant to be, the person who is completely in line with the truth of God. You are not just getting back what you lost, you are getting something even better. God doesn't just give you back what you think you want when He restores you. He gives you what you really need to reach your goals. Your healing is about getting back in touch with your soul's purpose, and the more you accept that truth, the easier and more gracefully your life will go. You can trust that things are happening in the best way for you, even if they don't always look like you thought they would. As you go through life, keep in mind that every moment is a chance from God. When you stop trying to make things happen and stop fighting against the natural flow of your life, you will start to see the small miracles that are happening all around you. Every little victory, every step forward, and every little bit of growth is a sign that things are getting better. Your life shouldn't be a fight or struggle all the time. It is meant to be an easy journey where every door opens without effort and every dream comes true with grace. You should also keep in mind that you are not the only one going through this. God is always there for you, guiding you, protecting you, and loving you without conditions. You don't have to work for or earn His restoration. It is a gift that is already yours. You just have to accept it, believe in it, and trust that what is coming is exactly what you need. Everything that is about to happen in your life is something you deserve. You've always been good enough. You don't have to be afraid or doubt. Every time you don't know what's going to happen, it's a chance to trust the process more. You can always trust that God knows when to do things. Know that everything that is broken will be fixed. You will get back every chance you missed in a new and better way. God's abundant grace will fill every part of your life that feels empty or unfulfilled. As you move forward, remember that you are always in the right place at the right time and that everything is fine. It takes time to get your life back on track, but love and wisdom will help you along the way. It is a process that is good for you in the long run, and it's happening even if you don't see it. Believe that each step you take gets you closer to the life you've always wanted. You are getting closer to your divine truth every day. And with each passing moment, you are getting closer to fully living out your purpose. Stop thinking that you've wasted time or lost years. Don't be afraid that you'll never reach your full potential. Stop feeling like you have to control everything and trust that God is working behind the scenes to make everything right in your life. You still have time. It's time for you. The years you thought were wasted were actually part of a bigger plan that led you to this moment of divine alignment. And as you keep going, have faith that the best is yet to come. Remember that you are healed, renewed, and ready to receive all the good things God has in store for you now and in the future. It's your turn now. Things are going exactly as they should. Accept the healing that is happening inside you and know that nothing has been wasted. Everything is fine. Finally, let's remember that God's restoration isn't limited by time or place. It goes beyond the limits we often set for ourselves. Everything that has happened to you every year, every experience, and every challenge has been part of the divine plan that is working out perfectly in your life. What you may have thought were wasted years were actually times of growth and healing that got you ready for what is now ready to be shown to you. Your healing is already happening, even if you can't see it. Have faith in the process and know that everything you need will come to you at the right time. Your past mistakes and regrets do not define you. You are a creation of God who deserves His love and grace. And He has always had a plan to help you reach your full potential. As you start this new chapter in your life, accept the fact that your time has come. You will get back what you lost, and what is meant for you will come to you in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. Stop being afraid, doubtful, and sure that time has passed you by. God is giving back everything that was lost and more. You just have to accept it, believe in it, and know that it is already yours. Don't forget that you're not the only one on this journey. God loves you and is with you, giving you the strength you need to keep going. Accept the restoration, knowing that it is the start of something much bigger than you could have ever imagined. There will be plenty of good things in your future, like happiness and meaning. And you can get to it all. The restoration of your life is here, and it is more than you can ever fully understand. Have faith in it. Live there.